Hello everybody, this is the Daydreamer with Daydreams and Nightmares, and it is time for an unboxing. I had teased this a few weeks ago for the month of January, and we're just about out of January, but it's how long it's taken for me to get all these boxes together and actually to have some time to actually shoot some reviews. So by the time I actually get all of this done, we'll probably be halfway into February. But I had teased a few weeks ago when I opened up this grab block, which I actually got a couple weeks ago. This was a grab block from Nerd Block. This is their regular Nerd Classic block that they had sent to me. I actually got this t-shirt inside and a number of different items in here as part of the grab block. And I did do an unboxing of this, and I said this was going to be the first installment of my Nerd Block versus BAM box. Since we had a lot of controversy in December and November with these two boxes, and I really hadn't had a chance to check either of them out, I thought I would do that. So within the last week, I managed to get some boxes in. I got the BAM anniversary box. Now I have opened this up, and I will do a review of it. There was just a little bit of damage on the box, so I wanted to make sure everything in here was okay. But I have an upcoming video for this. I also got in the Stan Lee collection box. Now, it wasn't my intention to include this in my evaluation of the Nerd Block, and from what I have seen, because I have seen lots of teasers out there, and I have actually watched a couple unboxings because it took a while for this to get here. I actually ordered this back in November. For a little while there, I forgot I had even ordered it. But we'll be opening this up and reviewing it as well. With that said, I actually have one, two here, and actually a third block, which is the one that I'm going to open up and review today, which is the actual block that I had ordered from Nerd Block, because there were two franchises that they had actually had said that they were going to feature in this box that are among my favorites. If you've watched my channel at all, you know I'm a big, huge Doctor Who fan, and that has been included in here. And I've read all of the books and watched all the movies of Harry Potter, and there's supposed to be some Harry Potter stuff in here as well. So I figured if they were going to provide me with a couple things in here that are franchises that I really like, that it had a shot against what should be BAM Box's best box, because they're putting together all the best things from the last year in a single box. And people were saying that might be unfair, that if I compare the BAM box to the Nerd Block, that the BAM box was going to have an unfair advantage because they're putting their best forward here. And I'm saying that I think because I got a grab block fairly cheap with low expectations, included with my order for the Sci-Fi block with a couple of my favorite franchises, and then we throw in a Stan Lee box, because I'm a big, huge comic book collector, that actually I think Nerd Block has the advantage. But based on what I've seen out of this, I'm not sure that's the case anymore. But we'll get to that in another video. Anyway, for this video, I am going to be, now that I've probably wasted about 5 minutes of time already, we're going to be opening up and showing off the January Sci-Fi block, which should be the last one, unless they got more boxes labeled as Sci-Fi block, because I understand with this particular block, with the items that are inside of here, they've started to go to a science fiction and fantasy box, and I think that there's a mix of both of that inside this particular box, even though it says Sci-Fi block. Anyway, let's get into the box. We get it opened up, and this is what we see. one item occupying the whole space here, folded up. Kind of heavy. This box actually felt a little on the heavy side, which is usually a good sign. That means there's lots in here. It's one of the heavy items in here. It is a Game of Thrones map of Westeros and map marker magnet set, which is actually torn open already, which is not a good sign. And as you can see, it's a magnet there that you can actually hang up, and looks like you take the different houses and you can actually put them on the map here. It's kind of interesting. I am a Game of Thrones fan. I enjoy the show. It's a nice item. T-shirt. Exclusive design. Gildan heavy cotton. It's a Dungeons and Dragons item. The Demigorgon from Dungeons and Dragons. If you've seen the Stranger Things, a lot of the story revolves around the kids playing Dungeons and Dragons and chasing the creature from the other side that they call the Demigorgon. That's pretty cool. Of course, the one in Stranger Things doesn't look like the Dungeons and Dragons version, but that's a pretty cool shirt. And I believe that is the other one. It was the three items, or three themes for this box were Harry Potter, Doctor Who, and Dungeons and Dragons. Now, I didn't really play a lot of Dungeons and Dragons when I was younger, but I can appreciate it. I love favorite gaming platform is MMORPG, role-playing games online versus playing them in the form of, oh, here we go. The pin for the box is also Dungeons and Dragons. Here we go. And we have 3D playing cards for The Hobbit. You can see that. Hologram on the card there. Now, I don't know if that's actually... Oh, they're in a tin. There you go. That's kind of cool. Oh, there we go. Well, that might make it go kind of buggy-eyed. You see that right there. I don't know how well, if it's going to have a lot of glare because of the plastic there, but you have Gandalf and a card on the front there. So all of the face cards must have different reflective characters on them. And a nice little storage tin. That's kind of neat. Oh, and that's just the display card for the pack there, is that they had. Okay. Set that aside. Harry Potter. Looks like we have a wallet. Got Harry Potter and Voldemort. Buckle down, officially licensed product. So it's a buckled down product, but not necessarily a Harry Potter product, but well, actually no. Actually, it does show that it's licensed there as well. Okay. NASA postcards. Got a stack here, so I'm assuming the postcards are all of these different things that they show here. Well, let me see. Let me get this open here. And it's actually, I find it kind of a nice thing that they put in here is some, what do you want to call, true science, instead of rather than just all science fiction and fantasy. All of our science fiction is based in some truth, is what we think is truly out there, but it's actually folks at like NASA that are, yep, it actually is. It's every one of these. Yeah, it's on here. So you can see different postcards that they have, showing the different satellites and planets and okay. Doctor Who Death Riders. Justin Richards. It's not all fun at the Galactic Fair. Wondering if this is based on one of the I know there was a storyline involving the Doctor where he took Clara and a couple of the kids that she was nannying to a amusement park and wound up being overrun by cyborgs. Wondering if that's the basis for this story, if there's something completely different. But I'm a big, huge Doctor Who fan. I love to read, so this is great. And it looks like there's actually 2 other versions as well. I have to look in to see. It doesn't say that this is a Nerd Block exclusive, so the other 2 may actually be available. So I may have to see if I can get my hands on the other 2 as well. Set that up. Losing my postcards here. Okay. Of course, we have our shirt punch card. We have a print here. Printed in Canada, of course. That's where they're at. Looks like to be a mashup between Aliens and Lord of the Rings. Kind of a nice, neat little thing. But a fairly thin cardstock here. That aside, and all that leaves, our box is empty now here. I know that the regular Nerd Block this month was Stark Industries, so that's what they're showing here, the coolest gear for the Stark Industries, but that's not what we got here. Origins of the Demigorgon and What's Inside January Sci-Fi. It looks like they're almost kind of doing a one booklet for multiple blocks here. We got Stark Industry, so maybe they're trying to increase some interest in the other blocks, but I'm not that big of a Iron Man fan. What's Inside January Sci-Fi block. Okay, we have the Hobbit 3D playing cards, the Game of Thrones map of Westeros and map marker magnet set, the Harry Potter wallet, the NASA postcards, the Dungeons and Dragons pin, the Doctor Who assorted books, and it does show all 3. The You Shall Not Reproduce print, and the Demogorgon shirt. Next month's theme is the Hunters. 4 block will warm your cold dead heart. Advertising some of the, and then there's a story in here on the Demogorgon as well. Nerd Block is declaring 2017 Year of the Nerd. Let me see, I'll show this off before I start going through some of these items again. Again, those are all the items that were in this block. Now once again, this is a sci-fi block, but they have with this one switched over to a sci-fi fantasy block. And that was kind of evident when Doctor Who is pretty much sci-fi and Harry Potter is pretty much fantasy. Two different genres, but within this particular box it fits since that's where they're going with it. We have our Hobbit playing cards in the tin here. Set this aside here. We have the Dungeons and Dragons pin. The Game of Thrones Westeros magnet map, which I said it's kind of bad that it's already open, but we have the NASA postcards. We have the Harry Potter wallet. We have the mashup print with Aliens and Lord of the Rings. We have the Doctor Who book. And we have our Demogorgon Dungeons and Dragons shirt. Okay. Now here we get going. This box was, how about if we start here? Like I said, this box I bought for 2 of the 3 franchises because they were among my favorites. And that would be represented in this box by a wallet and a book. Now, I'm a huge Doctor Who fan and I love to read books, and it's great to see this in here, but I would hope to see more. I will read the book. I probably will keep the book. Harry Potter, with all the different things that they could put out, a wallet doesn't do anything for me. I've got a wallet. I don't need another one. Matter of fact, I have a dozen wallets because I've gotten them in all kinds of different boxes. And probably wind up giving this away. I would probably have liked to have something else with 7, 8 movies, a whole new franchise going on with the Fantastical Beasts, a bunch of well, speaking of beasts, I mean, there's so much with this franchise, Harry Potter. To get something like this is kind of disappointing. That said, the reason why I bought the box were for these 2 franchises. I knew that the Dungeons and Dragons was going to be in here. So the shirt, and I like the shirt. I will definitely wear the shirt. And the pin that goes with it as well is nice. But when we look at this too, this pin and the shirt are 2 of the items that were advertised as being part of this box. The franchises that you knew that you were getting yourself into for this box was Dungeons and Dragons, Harry Potter, and Doctor Who. So those were your fan base for ordering this box. And of the 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8 items in the box, only half the box, the pin, the shirt, the book, and the wallet, represent all 3 of those franchises, which for me is kind of disappointing when half the box is not represented in the 3 franchises that you're showing to your. And here's the this is the it's a mystery box. Everybody gambles with a mystery box. You don't know what's going to be in it, and that's why I've gotten away from doing full year long or month to month subscriptions. I wait to see what they're going to tell me is at least the franchises that are in the box before I buy it, so that maybe there'll be something in there that I'll like. If they're advertising 3 different franchises, and I like at least 2 out of 3, I figure I have a shot at getting enough stuff that I like. But in this one, and we included also Lord of the Rings, The Hobbit, some NASA items, some Game of Thrones items. I think that covers them all, right? Hobbit, yep. Oh, and Aliens. Across the board here, and those were not, and I'm a big huge Aliens fan as well. I mean, this is kind of, I like this. It's a neat item, but it isn't. I mean, it's not a high quality item. It's a fairly cheap card stock here on this print that I suppose I could probably download from the internet with people showing it off and print out my own on a similar. It's not a high quality print. We put it that way, but I like it. So I'm kind of 50-50 on this box, which is what this box is really for me, is 50-50. So, I mean, it's not a disappointing box, but I'm not really 100% pleased with the box either. Is the value there? I got this at a discount. They were doing a 50% off for Christmas, so I got basically a $20 box for 10, and then paid $10 to ship it, so I got myself back to 20. So for $20, did I get my value? Yeah, there's definitely $20 worth of stuff in here, and more. I guess there's 8 different items in here, and I think that, I mean, this is a Dungeons and Dragons licensed shirt. I mean, you're going to spend $15 on this because it's a licensed item. It's not a great graphic that's on there, but once again, it is licensed. So I mean, that's half the value right there. You know, the pin's another 5 to 10. The book is where did I put the book? Oh, right here. If I'm looking to pick up the other 2 books, I'm looking at $10 a book. So that's what these are retailing for, is it for a $10 book. So I mean, even that alone is half of what I paid for it, and this is one of the things I wanted in the box. So half the value in the box for me came in the book. So yeah, I hit value. That's not an issue. The issue is that all the extras and other items that are in the box just were kind of meh for me. Anyway, that's my assessment of this. We'll include it with the other box and the Stan Lee box, and check out the BAM box as well and see where we're at with all of them. But anyway, I hope you enjoyed the review of the January Sci-Fi block. And if you enjoyed the video, please hit like, subscribe if you want to watch more, and please feel free to leave any comments or feedback down below. And thank you for watching.